Okay, guys, so there's like a lot going on right now. Um, First of all, Donald Trump asked everyone to share this tweet. Basically, it's a phone number for you to call if you voted by Sharpie pen. So the number is 1-800-684-3110, 1-800-684-3110. If you voted by a Sharpie pen, you need to give them your name and the polling place that you were at. Also, he tweeted a form on his page where you can report voting fraud. So if you see something strange and you have a timestamp of when it happened, just use the form on his page, and I'm gonna try to put it in a link below in this video of where you can share voter fraud information directly to the Trump campaign, because who knows what will happen to it if we share it anywhere else. I just got wind that the let's see, it's been reported that a man who died in 1984 apparently voted in this year's election. This is what I'm talking about. Ghost votes. Ghost votes are a thing. They were saying that Wisconsin had more votes than registered voters, and then later they said that that was debunked. But the Washington Times has posted that the Judicial Watch found 1.8 million ghost voters in several states. So in 29 states, they found 1.8 million ghost voters, and they were distributed amongst the counties. So they weren't even specifically in just majority of certain states. It's just scattered. So the study found that 352 U.S. counties in 29 states managed to have 1.8 million more registered voters than eligible voting age citizens. And these are known as ghost votes. The person isn't there, but somehow their vote got put in. So either they passed or they were manufactured, they were constructed. This is fraud. This is fraud at a huge level, and it would only make sense that this kind of fraud would continue or be more prevalent when deadlines are pushed to no end, and you can just reconstruct the votes that you need in order to get your numbers. So moving right along, there's still talk about Michigan and Wisconsin being basically settled in court, because even though suspicions about 100,000 votes just appearing out of absolutely nowhere have been confirmed, they haven't been retracted as far as I know. So that's something that's going to be hashed out. But yeah, there's so much going on. If you guys are on Twitter, I recommend get on Twitter now if you're still up and you want to keep abreast of what's going on. It's just nonstop. I want you guys to share these items with other people, because no one else is going to do it. No one else is going to do it. We have to do it. Also, if you know someone in Pennsylvania who hasn't voted yet, tell them to vote, because apparently they're counting votes until Friday. So if they're, if they haven't voted yet, go ahead, because we need all the patriots that we can get. And if they're going to pull fraud out of a hat as a way for them to seize this election, then we have to come down as hard as we possibly can. Arizona, as you know, is tilting red because the votes are actually being counted this time. It was called astronomically early. I remember it was called like at 8 o'clock their time. It would have been like an hour after the polls had closed. Same with Virginia. It was called like 30 minutes after the poll closed. This is insane. So rightfully so, Arizona is tilting. We just need a handful of states that we already have. He's literally received a full count for North Carolina. As of yesterday, they had a full count of North Carolina, and we still don't have North Carolina claimed for Trump. They reported that they finished, okay? A whole lot of other states, quote unquote, finished, and they were counted in the vote, but not North Carolina. Oh no, it was too red to do that. Okay, well, he's still getting North Carolina. They need to go ahead and pull that in. This whole idea of them waiting forever to get additional creepy mail-in votes is so sketchy. It's not even funny, and they're just giving themselves more rope to hang themselves with once this is settled in court. So I suggest North Carolina just come clean, dispose what's available, and let us take it, because it's been read for 48 hours. These tweets are spilling in. People are not asleep, I can tell you that much. And apparently, this guy says a friend of mine found out today that his mom voted for Joe Biden. And why do I share this with you? Well, it happens that she passed away earlier this year. I've heard of some votes being accepted on those bases, but I think it depends on the state. And this is just one of those things that can definitely be used to hurt an election. Same as Twitter censoring absolutely everything that conservatives post. But that's a whole nother story. This is insane. It's literally like watching something that's going to go down in history as the standard by which you can take over a country, or the standard by which you should never have in a organized civil democracy. And we're living it. We're living through this example of what our kids are going to show as what was the hugest calamity of American patriotism that ever was. This is just ridiculous. Nick Adams, Arizona, Georgia, North Carolina, Pennsylvania are going for Trump. We will win, hold the line, fight alongside our president. So very, very hopeful patriots here on Twitter. And they have every right to be. Our president has done nothing but fought for us for the past 4 years after getting bashed at every angle possible. This is the absolute least that we can do for him. So the guy that had a 96-mile car rally in Arizona and a 30-mile car parade in Miami didn't have historic voter turnout. I mean, right? Those rallies were larger than singer concerts capacity. They were just, they filled airports. Okay, Joe Biden had handfuls of people coming to his rallies, and we're supposed to believe that he earned more votes than even President Obama did in 2008. These people think we're absolutely nuts. Maybe we are for letting them get this far ahead of us. This was a landslide election. What we're experiencing right now is, it's basically all the hard work of vile, atrocious hate. And unfortunately, erosion is a thing. And the Democrats managed to erode voters that had borderline hope in President Trump. They managed to censor content that would have swayed votes in his favor. They managed to hide the progress of President Donald Trump and help them understand how he is a president for the American people. And they've worked heavily with mainstream outlets and entertainment industries to put Donald Trump in a horrible light so that any extra support that he'll ever get from someone who's not keeping up with inside news, they will just reject him based on rhetoric. It's embarrassing. It's so un-American. But I forgot. They don't want us to be American anymore. They want us to be socialists. This is crazy. But it's not over. And honestly, I think he's doing really well. Just in light of all the misery and all of the hate and the tug of war against an obvious landslide, just the left's insistence on winning, this is looking really, really good. Okay, so another weird ghost vote. Apparently, June Aiken, who was born on 1900, that's 1900. Okay, so he would literally be 120 years old this year. Voted via absentee ballot in Jackson County, Michigan. Yeah, he was so privy to the times. 120 voted in this election. Thank you, June. You're so awesome. Naturally, he voted for Biden. I mean, when you're that old, you only vote for senior citizens. White people vote for Trump. This points to the power of white supremacy. White voters, minorities vote for Trump. This points to the power of white supremacy. The amazing thing about critical race theory is that no matter what race, what happens, it always gets confirmed. Yeah, that's the truth. They call Candace Owens a racist. Like, bruh. The girl's black. Okay. Sharpie pens handed Trump voters in red districts. They did. Yeah, they did. Because Sharpie pens were given to Trump voters. And none of their ballots were accepted. I mean, they've already run into this where they had to do a recount because of Sharpie pens. Why are the Sharpie pens back? I mean, really, Dinesh, you're absolutely right. He says, now we know what it feels like to live in a banana republic. Because in important ways, we are living in one in election 2020. He's absolutely right. I hate to say it, but I think I am beginning to feel what poor people in China are going through right now. When I say poor, I don't mean economically poor. I mean politically, socially poor. They cannot share news. They are not allowed to tell people what is happening in their country. Okay? This is awful. And this is where we are. I can't share news with you on Twitter. I cannot share certain things with you on YouTube. This is where we are. Do you guys want to keep things this way? And if you feel for a second that you cannot change that standard, you are wrong and you are buying into the ideology that the social media platforms want you to buy in. Just check out Project Veritas. They literally were speaking with some of the individuals inside of these voting camps where they were back postmarking mail that had came in without a postmark so that it could be counted as a validly postmarked election ballot. Of course, the guy hung up on him, but an insider actually recorded the whole thing. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. This is where we are, guys. Hashtag China Joe Biden. I mean, yeah, that's what it feels like. It feels like we're in China. President Trump, when you are re-elected for 4 more years, please have everyone involved in voter fraud arrested. Thank you, Terrence Williams. I completely agree. Retweet.
Okay.
Yeah. Am I too loud? Okay. I wonder what this is about. Dear Donald Trump, this happened today after the election about 3 hours ago in Reseda, California. So there's a guy, he's got a bag. He's got a lot of bags. Okay, so they're taking votes out of a booth. Apparently they're official. They have badges, you know how that goes. I'm really confused here. They're literally just stuffing, oh my goodness, I'm gonna be sick. They are taking all of these ballots out of this official ballot box and they are stuffing it in these black bags. I mean, they're just piles and piles of ballots. What is going on here? This was posted 12 minutes ago. Twitter covered up the replies. Can you believe that? Yes, show replies. Oh my goodness. 11 retweets, 4 quote retweets. Biden will never be my president, not ever. Yep. I mean, it's literally just stuffing ballots in these separate bags. And it's like, we don't even know who these people are. I mean, there's just so much to go to the courts with here. It is insane. Source: we will receive the continuously delayed Arizona dump in the next half hour. Interesting. Well, I guess we'll see. How did 71 million people vote for a man with onset memory loss in bed by 5 p.m.? Couldn't get out. 20 people at one rally event. Even had to rent a bunch of Jeeps for his election night rally. Received more votes than the infamous Obama in 2008 and 2012. Yeah, that's hard to believe. Retweet. Oh, look. Family in Arizona is now telling me that people they know are all finding out that their votes were not counted and they are now re-voting. Trump will win Arizona. He will win Arizona. He has won. And that is why all this craziness happened last night. They saw that, they knew that, and they scrambled. Thank you, Cheryl. This is why your post got repeated 3,000 times. Retweet. All right, guys, I will not bore you with any more details on Twitter that I'm sure you all were watching yourselves. So I'm going to cut it here, and we will reconvene in the morning. Hopefully the country doesn't blow up by then. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.